So Kirsten and Emma are on top of the wing of the aircraft as it's flying along. They'll come in, they'll do some maneuvers, and then this is the bit that I was a little bit dodgy about. They're going to climb down while the aircraft are flying right in front of us and get back in. So the first part of the end of the show, they'll actually sit on the front of the wing, and then they'll climb down into the cockpit, unstrapping themselves from the harness. But before that, we're going to be treated to a full set of maneuvers with the steerman, Dave and Brian at the controls, and it is really a very good show. So the girls are strapped in on top of the wing, and they have like a pole sitting behind them that they can rest on. And that whole pole actually rotates, so you'll see the backing of it. So they're not just standing upright. At one point, they'll be doing handstands. At another point, they'll be side on. They'll be like 90 degrees. And throughout the show, I'm going to listen in for Dave Barrell, who's leading the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming from your left, high up, it's Aero Superbatics Wingwalking team. So as you can see, the girls are actually upside down on the top of the wing, and you'll see them rotate very quickly as they start to get the right way up. These Boeing Stearmans have been heavily modified. Instead of the standard 220 horsepower engine, they have a 456, let's call it 460 horsepower engine. And watch on top as the girls come back in from the right. And as you can see, they are upside down. That is their leg waving in the air as they're grabbing onto the wire. Now keep an eye on the girls as they head out. Beautifully silhouetted. See they're upside down? Watch this. There you go. They just flip to get the right side up. So that harness actually rotates. And as Kirsty and Emma right themselves around, flying the aircraft, as I said, Dave Barrell, he's the lead pilot. Over 5,500 hours of 1,400 displays. And Brian Corns, he's number 2, 13,000. Approaching the speed of sound. So let's listen in as Dave pulls out the next sequence. Get ready for the B break. Good photo opportunity. Girls, as you can imagine, are super fit. They are in the gym all the time. They're full. And as Kirsty and Emma right themselves around, fully trained for this very, very high G maneuver. Watch as the aircraft pitches down. 5,500 hours. 1,400 Brian Corns is number 2. And as you can see, Kirsten and Emma both raising their legs as they're subjected to 4G. And on top of the wing, the first aircraft is Kirsten Hopjoy, and then behind her is Emma Broadbent. Girls, as you can imagine, are super fit. They are in the gym all the time. They're fully trained for this. Very, very watch on top as the girls come back in from the right. And as you can see, they are upside down.
That is their leg waving in the air
Kirsten
as
and
they're
Emma
grabbing
both
onto
raising
the
their legs as the
wire.
4G. So we won't be surprised to know that they're both acrobats.
Now keep an eye on the girls as
Circus,
they head out.
dance,
Beautifully silhouetted. See her upside
very
down.
gymnastic.
Watch this. There they go. They just flipped around. They just moved all the way back to being the right side up. So that harness actually can rotate in any direction.
Home tonight, and you're going at about 100 miles an hour. Stick your head out the window of the car. And that's just your head. That's your whole body being exposed to 100 miles an hour. So both coming back on the B axis. The ladies are now on the side. And crossing over. Again, staying on the side until they flip themselves around the right way.
Girls, as you can imagine, are super fit. They are in the gym all the time.
Emma
They're full,
in her 4th year of wingwalking.
Fully trained for this very, very high G maneuver. Watch as the aircraft pitches down. And as you can see, Kirsten and Emma both raising their legs as you approaching each other. 4G.
On the left and the right. Punching forward and crossing over. I don't know if you saw it, but I think it was about 2-3 weeks ago now. There was a program.
And the aircraft are going to roll with the aircraft, with the ladies on top. Watch, pitching up
and it was a whole half hour
and rolling upside down.
As well.
Oh,
and, it was really,
no way would I do that job.
Still on right there.
So Dave Barrel climbing out, turning his left. We're approaching.
Have a look at that. So now,
we've got past the midway point in the show, so they're going to come running back in from the right hand side. Now, if you have binoculars, today is your day. Just keep the binoculars on the girls on the top of the wing.
That will slow down. Engines, they still need.
For all those men out there that bought binoculars and their wives get them brief about it. Kevin, why do you need binoculars? You're an electrician. Now he's laughing. Keep an eye on the girls because you're going to see them unstrap themselves from the top of the aircraft and then move forward and sit on the top of the wing. So as we're talking now, they've unclipped themselves from the top harness and they've moved forward. And instead of standing or on their hands or sideways on that pole, once they come back around, have a good look through your binoculars that you knew you'd need one day, or maybe a big long lens on your phone, and have a look, see where the girls are now. They're sitting on the top of the wing.
Keep the binoculars on the girls on the top of the wing. For all those men out there unstrap themselves from the top of the aircraft.
I would love to have been in the interview when those girls come in and they said, so
on the top of the wing. So as we're talking now, they've unclipped themselves from the top harness and they've moved forward. And instead of standing or on their hands or sideways on that pole, once they come back around, have a good look through your binoculars that you knew you'd need one day, or maybe a big long lens on your phone, and have a look, see where the girls are now. They're sitting on the top of the wing.
So watch now as they go into the break. 2, Bertie as he's known.
I would love to have been in the interview when those girls come in and they said, so what's the job? Right, so the job is we strap you to the top of the wing of an aircraft. Oh, okay, well, all right, I might be able to do that. Oh, but then you have to unstrap yourself and get off the wing and sit on the front of the wing. But there you go, they did it. Now, not happy with sitting on the front of the wing, obviously. You can't go back to Renkum on the top of the Stearman. They're now going to transition towards the rear of the aircraft and they're going to stand on top of the cockpit. They're not getting into the cockpit yet. So watch as they come back around for the penultimate pass. So watch as their final pass comes up. They're going to still head out towards sea and then turn gently to our right-hand side. And then the girls will finally come around. And as I said, both of them are trained dancers. And I can never say the word. It's aberesque or ababisque or something. It's some sort of ballet maneuver where you basically grab your ankle at the back and you pull your leg up towards your back. If you know how to say that, send it to me on Instagram at Joe Airshow. But look now for the final time, coming from the right-hand side, the aerobatics wing walking team. Kirsten Popjoy in the lead, Emma Broadbent behind her, and at the controls, Dave Barrett leading the team now.
We'll watch now as they go into the break.
Thank you very much. Of course, Brian Holmes as well.
Ian Brett, who's flying number 2. Bertie as he's known.
Very, very shortly. Strike Masters are coming up next. 2 of one of the most successful export aircraft that the BAE Systems ever built. Strangely enough, never served with the Royal Air Force, but these aircraft very, very capable. Huge success overseas. So Golf Alpha Foxtrot, which is the grey one, that's a Mark 32, belongs to the Strike Masters Flying Club, based at Northwest Military Aviation Services in North Wales. This aircraft was imported by Mark Petrie in 2004 from Oman, and today it's an immaculate grey camouflage colour scheme. It would have been servicing in the Royal Air Force of Oman, exactly the same look. The aircraft is actually the youngest of the Strike Masters ever produced, being built as a one-off back in 1986, and it has accumulated a little over 2,500 hours of life so far, and that's pretty good for an airframe like that. That's got a long life ahead of it. As you can see, it's carrying about 2 100-litre fuel tanks on the inboard wing pylons, and that supplies the smoke system. Now the other aircraft, the brown and the green one,
Beds. So flying the aircraft today, Sean Chiddington leading the pair, now in his 3rd year.
Wings on this aircraft actually. It's also
So joined the Royal Air Force straight from school. Getting these wings on Hawks, became an instructor on the JP, so he'll be used to this type of aircraft.
To aircraft 403. During the service, their wings were damaged, and now they also bear repaired bullet holes on them. And the color scheme from this aircraft is representing the Sultan of Oman's Air Force from the 1972 area. Both aircraft, as I said, operated by North Wales Military Aviation Services. And that's an engineering company employing local professionals. They maintain a broad range of light aircraft and ex-military jets. A thoroughbred Welsh company who are achieving considerable success. And they have a well-deserved worldwide reputation as experts on strike masters.
Why is it so blurry? It's literally just a great blob.
Beds. So flying the aircraft today, Sean Chiddington leading the pair, now in his third year. Sean joined the Royal Air Force straight from school, getting his wings on Hawks, became an instructor on the JP, so he'll be used to this type of aircraft. He represented the RAF actually as the Jet Promise display pilot. Did 80 shows. He also flying Jaguars, 2 tours at Cotteshaw, then on to Lossiemouth. He flew missions in the Gulf and the Balkans. These days, Sean is a current airline captain flying the A320, one of the UK's largest airlines. In addition to display flying, he's also a chief pilot at Jet Legends, flying passengers in the Strike Master. So you can actually go flying in these aircraft out in North Wales in the summer months. You watch now as they go into the break. Ian Brett is flying number 2. Bertie, as he's known. Did a lot of flying as a PPL and a glider pilot. And he completed university. He served as an RAF pilot for 13 years, flying Tornado GR4s. He became a qualified pilot navigator instructor as well as a QFI or the tutor. And he also has a background in flying displays for the Royal Air Force. He was the tutor display pilot. So like I said, believe it or not, if you want to go flying in one of these, you actually can. These actual aircraft. There's a company called Jet Legends, part of Aero Legends. And the first operator to be given UKCA approval to fly passengers in these jets. You can fly as a singleton or a pair. Pull up alongside the Spitfire while you're up there. So far, only 200 people have popped the credit card for it. As a passenger, you can fly with Sean and Bertie that are displaying today. If you want to know more, go to aerolegends.co.uk. That'd be the ultimate present, wouldn't it? Flying in one of the Strike Masters. So you can see him following through. civil aviation display flying. He was flying the Tornado. He completed his ATPL ground school and obtained his CPL. Then he got his flying instructor qualification. He was flying the Hawker Hunter as well at the mid-air squadron. He was awarded an ATRE for the Hunter aircraft. He also became an ME, CRI, and an IRI, aerobatic instructor, and a flying examiner. His business card has been really long. It's been really better. He also uses his instructional experience to teach formation flying to civilian pilots. And this is his 4th year of displaying the Strike Master, having previously displayed for 2 years as part of Team Raven that we saw earlier on. So let's listen in as they come back around for the penultimate pass. Get your cameras ready, ladies and gentlemen. As the Strike Master Pier comes straight towards us. And pitching up and heading out to the left field. Ladies and gentlemen, the Strike Master pair. Wonderful display of these vintage jets. Thanks to Ian and Sean for a wonderful display. So, we're approaching the final few acts this afternoon. Just to bring you up to date, at about 4:15 this afternoon, we're going to be seeing Calidus. That is the auto gyro. After him, we've got 2 chipmunks. And after the chipmunks, the parachute team are here. The Red Devils from the Parachute Regiment. Looking forward to seeing them. And closing the show at 5 o'clock, the Red Arrows, coming from behind us